What's going on, guys? It's Tim. You're here at Stock Picks by Tim, and in this video I'm going to go over a couple stocks that have earnings coming up over this week and the next. Now we're going to go over CleanSpark. Earnings is coming up very soon for that. Also Indi, Matterport, AMD, and of course Astr also reporting earnings. Now first off, if you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe, I'd definitely appreciate it, and make sure you check out the links below for some free crypto and stocks. And let's get into it. Now, as I've said in the intro, we've got CleanSpark reporting earnings, and it's going to be May 5th. Although this has not in fact been confirmed, as far as I know. So just be ready, it is going to come out very soon. And the price has actually risen a little bit. After hours, we did come up like 3-4%. So we are up a ways, but we are extremely near our all-time low of about 550. And this was right before last earnings where we hit this price. So I personally don't expect us to reach that all-time low. I think we are the closest we will get to it. Personally, that's my prediction. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. And I did want to say again with CleanSpark, I do expect their revenue to be roughly anywhere from 50 million to about 55 million. And that's just going off of the last 3 mining updates. And that of course isn't weighing in the energy side. I'm just guessing about a $4 to $6 million revenue on the energy side of things. They might see an increase there, they might see a decrease there. But if they do in fact hit that 50 to 55 million, that would be a very nice increase from about the 41 million that they got for the last quarter. So we will see a continued increase if that's the case. But you will notice that as of late, we have been trying to hover around about the 650 area, but we are in this continued downtrend. I want to see us break out of this. We are not yet out of the woods here. Now, short term, we could definitely continue in a downtrend. However, long term, I'm extremely bullish on CleanSpark. And next up, let's get into another company that I'm extremely bullish on, and that's going to be Indi Semiconductors. Now, you'll see behind me here some of the auto manufacturers that Indi supplies chips to. And here are the executives behind Indi. And the ones here that are circled in green actually have worked together for over 20 years. But you'll see that they have some big names. They have some big names that they've worked behind, such as Broadcom, Skyworks, Caltech, Cirrus. But you'll see that they definitely have the experience. And that is one major reason I'm so bullish on Indi. And get ready with Indi too, because this one is reporting earnings as well, but not this upcoming week. It is going to be next week, roughly May 12th. This isn't confirmed either, but it's going to be around this date. And as I've said with Indi before, we have been consistently seeing a slow increase in the lows. Like the lows have not hit. First off, we have 644, then we have about 659, then we had a low of 660, low of 664. I guess you could say that these two were the same lows, but consistently over time, we have been slowly seeing an increase in that all-time low. And I think that's something not to just brush over. I think there are some big boys watching Indi, and when it comes towards these great bare bottom prices, people are picking it up. Now we will see here on Monday if we are going to in fact bounce off of this trend line on the RSI. But with earnings, however, I do expect this one to show a little bit of fear coming up to the 12th. So we will see how this one goes. I'm extremely bullish on Indi on the long term. I think it's a golden opportunity to add to this one. And I honestly think under $10 for the long term is a great time to just add to it. And just like CleanSpark, Astr is expected to report earnings on May 5th, so look out for that for Astr. I personally expect we're going to see some increased guidance for revenue. You'll see with Astr here on the chart that we did attempt a breakout, but we did pull back, so keep an eye on this. We're likely going to attempt another breakout here. We have hit an all-time low of about 279. I personally do not expect to see that. However, if earnings does come out really bad, we will very likely see it again. But as I said a second ago, I do expect them to give some good expectations for revenue, mainly because of this recent deal where they're selling their engines to Stella. I think that is going to give them some expectations for some increased revenue, and we're likely going to get an update very soon on their next launch. They have been quite quiet lately. And another stock that I like talking about that has earnings coming up, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. And this one's expected May the 3rd, coming up very soon. I definitely see AMD as a great long-term stock. And looking at the chart, you'll see that we have tried to break out of this downtrend. We'll see if we can hold through. But looking at this short term, if we do break this $82 area, our next support is roughly at about $74, which would be quite a bit of a drop. However, of course, there's that chance that it finds support at about $80 psychological area. But I personally think that if it does drop under 82, it's great for a breakout trade to the downside. And we have a very clear spot for the upside. If we can just break out of about 92, we're golden for a breakout trade. So 92 to the upside on a call, and 82 to the downside on a put. But I see AMD long term as a great time to add, and now that it's in the 80s again, I have been taking advantage of it. And this is actually one that I haven't touched since early 2021, back when it was in the 70s and 80s. So now that it's in this area again, I see it as a great time to add. And remember to stay tuned for earnings coming up. And another company with earnings coming, Matterport, Mttr. And this one's actually going to be May 10th. And you'll see that on the chart, we are trying to establish this support at about 575. We did hit this area right here. We're bouncing around it again. We did create a new lower low, which is concerning. So if you see us break 550, we may likely fall down further. I definitely think this one can touch its all-time lows coming up to earnings, but it kind of does also depend on what the market does. I think small caps have definitely sold off way too much, personally. But this has pretty much been the theme for this entire year and a lot of last year with small caps, that they've just been continuing down. I personally see Matterport as a steal while it's under a $2 billion market cap. And I see huge potential in the future with this one, with the metaverse, and with just digital imaging. That this could be used for real estate. They definitely have all kinds of potential uses for their product, for their digital image, their digital twins that they create of buildings in the real world. I'm definitely very interested in Matterport. I think they have a very innovative product. I think Matterport has a very innovative product because they can get a building from the physical world and bring it into either the metaverse, just bring it into the digital space. And I think it has very many uses in the future. But that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, take it easy.